Hello and welcome to season 3 of Third Eye Talks. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. This season of the podcast is going to be just incredible. We're building on what's been set in the last 2 seasons. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what the changes are going to be this season and what you can expect. But before I do, I want to welcome back my loyal listeners. I have missed doing this over the last couple of weeks. And I'm just glad to be able to bring you a season 3 of the podcast and to continue to bring forward information to you. And if you're brand new to the podcast, hi, welcome. This is Third Eye Talks, where we get really candid and really real about our spiritual journey, and where I, the host, share that information with you in hopes that it helps you in your journey. So if this is your first time joining us, I do want to introduce myself and welcome you to this space. My name is Naz Rose. I am a spiritual life coach. I'm the CEO of Believe It Life Coaching and also an author and the creator and host of Third Eye Talks. So I really use this space to share information, and that's going to become more and more obvious this season. So let's talk about very briefly about what you can expect this season. You've always heard me on all of the podcast platforms, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, but this is going to be the first season where you're able to see me. I am putting the podcast on YouTube. And so you'll be able to see me. If you're a YouTube fan, you'll be able to go there now and see me on the podcast with guests. And so that's really exciting. Adding a visual aspect to the podcast is like an additional layer of commitment to this space and to myself, and to hold myself accountable for showing up and, and trying to look my best. So that element of just visual is something really important this season. Number 2 is the amount of guests that we're going to bring to the podcast. We have about 25 guests lined up right now, and we are just kind of going through the vetting process, making sure that the messages that these folks are bringing into Third Eye Talks are positive messages, that they are messages that are going to help you grow, that they're not preachy in their messaging, that they're just a really good fit. So imagine having to interview 25 people for what I believe is a really important job, which is trusting me and this podcast to deliver information to folks who are on a wonderful spiritual journey. So we're vetting those guests, but you can expect a lot more guests this season. You can expect also the astrology series to continue, the philosophy series, the collective energy series, and I'm thinking of adding another series, but I'm just trying to figure out which one it's going to be. And the choices right now are a spiritual entrepreneur series or a psychic or spiritual gift development series. I don't know how that's going to look, but when I get an idea in my mind, I have to make it happen. So we'll see which series we land on and how we bring it forward. But really, really exciting stuff for the podcast. I cannot believe that we're in season 3. I can't believe that we're over 100 episodes in. I cannot believe that the podcast has just resonated with so many people. So I do want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for that. I hope that you continue to tune in, that you continue to rate the podcast, that you reach out to me, that you write your reviews. It really does help me to continue to be able to offer this. So this season, I'm going to just go ahead and give you what it really is about. This season is all about sharing information. And that's really going to be my focus, is trying to bring information forward to you that allows you to create your unique formula for your life. I found more and more recently that, well, let's go ahead and get into the collective energy update, and that way we can cover what I'm about to say. So here's the collective energy update. I spoke to you a couple of weeks or episodes ago about how we were at this fork in the road and we were going to be asked to make a decision. And where we are now is, I believe we're still at the fork in the road, but so much more has been clarified because we've learned and accessed tremendous personal power. Okay. What I mean by that is that we've heard about, you're in charge of what you're doing, your thoughts matter, what you put out manifests. We've been hearing a lot about energetics for quite a long time. But I feel that now, even though we are at the fork in the road, what we're realizing is that we are extremely powerful. That our personal power of creation goes way past anything that we ever thought possible. We're really able to take our energy and push it forward to create incredible lives. And what we're seeing in that process, again, in this place where we sit in front of the fork in the road, is I am able to truly have anything that I want. And I am an extremely powerful being. And I will not be forced or coerced or fall into programming that tells me that I have to pick a road. What we're doing where we are at the fork in the road is we're really kind of wiping the entire sand with these 2 or 3 ways that we can go. And we're saying, no, I don't want to pick a way. I know that I'm able to create something that incorporates all of these things that really matter to me. So one of the things that I think we're really experiencing is this falling of the veil that we've had. We're really doing away with programming that tells us what it is we need to do and how we need to do it. And we're really getting away from any mentality or any mindset that defines for us what it means to be successful to us. So we're finding more and more that even though we've been sold these ideas of what it means to be abundant, successful, happy, joyous, we're finding that those ideas that we were sold may not really fit us on an individual level. We may be in a place where we want to create something that looks completely different from anything that we've been told in the past. And we're doing away with that programming. We're realizing, I've had a lot of clients lately who are like, I created this life. And what I realize now is that I was just recreating my parents' lives. I was just recreating my sister's or my brother's life. I was just recreating somebody else's idea of what it means to be good at something, or what it means to be successful, or what it means to be abundant. And now I'm here and I realize that I've never felt less happy. I've never felt less abundant. I've never felt more poor in my life than I do here. So we're really redefining our currency. We're really saying, I don't care what the world says, success, love, friendship, blah, blah, blah looks like. This is what it means to me. This is when I am the happiest. This is where I find my joy. This is when I feel like I'm so rich. I know people on a personal level who they are extremely rich because materially they don't care about things and they just really want to travel the world. And they literally spend the world just traveling. And they are so rich because of it. I know people in my personal life who never had children, who decided very early on, that's not my idea of happiness. And they couldn't be richer in their lives and their freedom and their way of being. So you have to define for yourself what your currency is and what a successful life really looks like for you. And that is where we are. We're at the fork in the road and we're deprogramming. We're letting go of programming that we've had. We're letting go of ideas that have been passed down to us from generation to generation. We're releasing the vision that television has sold us. We're releasing the vision of what influencers and celebrities and people have told us it means to be happy and to have made it and to be a star. We're releasing all of that. And as someone who has a tremendous, overwhelming amount of air in her natal chart, it makes me so happy. The future really does look bright for us because we're finally somewhat setting ourselves free. We're finally doing life our way, or we're at least finally realizing that nobody else has the answers for us. And that is why this season of Third Eye Talks is all about information for me, because I don't have the recipe for the happiness in someone else's life. But I do have the ability to share information. That is my purpose. Sharing information, being a mirror, mirroring things back to people. That is what I do as a coach. I don't give my clients their recipes. I just give them information. And as they talk, I give information back to them. And then they can have realizations on their own. And they can make moves on their own for things that make them happy. So this season, this third season of Third Eye Talks is just going to be information, information, information. Because the more information you have, the more able you are to make the best decision for yourself and for your life. And that is what I want for everyone. That is my message. That is my energy. It is find the answers for yourself. Here's what I know. Here's what I can tell you. Here's the information. And you should do with it what feels right for you. Okay? So, some homework. Yes, I love homework. Some homework. Number one, get really, really, really into your personal power. Okay? Acknowledge that you have personal power. Find it. If you have a hard time accessing your personal power, go to Amazon or go to my website and get my Power Book Journal. It's a 30-day journal all about reclaiming your personal power. Okay? Go and get it. Start journaling. Start really telling yourself, start really seeing how powerful you are in the creation of your life. Okay? And journal on this. What is my definition of success? What does it mean to be successful in love, in money, in work, in spirit, in friendships and relationships? What does it mean? What does success look like when I've made it for me? Okay, I want you to individualize that. And as you write it, I want you to check in. Yes, that feels really good. That feels really passionate. Or, that doesn't feel like it's coming from within me. It feels like that is what my mom would say, or what my dad would say, or what my counselor would say, or what my teacher would have said, or, what my spouse would say. What is success for you when you've made it? What does it look like? Okay. Really, really important that you define your currency. What makes you feel rich? And I'll give you some examples. My currency is freedom. The more freedom I have, the richer I feel. I feel very abundant when I am being free. For some people, it's service. As long as they're serving, they feel really rich, really abundant. As long as they're helping, they feel fulfilled. Okay? For some people, it's fun. As long as they're having a good time, they feel like the richest person in the world. Okay? So find your personal currency, access your personal power. Collectively, we're still at the fork in the road, but we are feeling much, much more empowered and much more aware of just how much power we possess and how much we truly create what happens next and what timeline we jump into. I can't wait for this season. I hope you're as excited as I am. Next week on the episode, we're going to have Aya Ghosh, who is going to come on all the way from Switzerland to talk to us about the Akashic Records. What are they? How do we access them? What kind of information do they have for us? And exactly how can we use them on our journey of spirituality? All right, I'm very excited to bring Aya forward to you guys, and I cannot wait for all of the future episodes of this season. I hope to see you next time on Third Eye Talks. Bye.